This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry, but this isn't
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible! Right! You can't just rewrite history! All that stuff happened already in real life! It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it. So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do. Oh, Paimon's so... Huh? Ah! Sorry, Paimon accidentally... But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul? Uh-oh. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a wink tonight. So, how about... Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Andrean chili chicken! Almond tofu? Oh! Also, Adeptus Temptation. Um... What do we... Paimon was, talking? Huh. The balladeer? Is that a food too? Huh. Weird name. What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said? So, the balladeer. Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay? You're...
It's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of the art of forging practiced by these 5 clans, was first taught to them Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, but fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma. If my memory serves me right, you...
Oh, yeah, we learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed. In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, he told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of... There is no harm in telling you, but the Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day. And overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphan son was left to fend for him. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty shogun for her apparent powerless and destitute. The only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family, finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an end. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? On to the next stop! Lead the way! We're here! This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Traveler, it's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato,
Are they out on business?
the Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the...
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But...
We'll be heading in then.
Hello, dears. Of course, traveler. What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato. As for the commissioner himself, well,
So pretty much...
very much so.
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. In Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to... I mean, whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins. The commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance. They say it's because Toma is a much better chef than they get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very... Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever It's been many years now since the late Mr. and Miss... As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched... So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are wonderful.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying something of Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime.
Of course.
All right, goodbye for now. Great. Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
All right, then.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken care of now.
Very well. Safe travels. Goodbye.
Well, here we are. But what are we looking for? Something or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
Xavier, what are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area.
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna. Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you? I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation.
A couple?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology up...
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna?
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mono? I do know the word. Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across... Of course! Don't
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Oh, you're most welcome. Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but what's up with you today? Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you. Hey, all right, let's head up.
memories. So dark. Reduced to just standing around. How absurd. Hey, it's them!
Akaba! Sawada! You're still here?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
We have time. What do you want to talk?
It's the same topic we discussed.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh? Oh, of course.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got...
What did you find out? Something big?
It's a long story. Basically,
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Amanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently,
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
and they're back at it. These guys are really...
oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on.
welcome.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do. Nahida, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon.
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly, the sound...
The Balladeer? This sounds like some kind of code name. You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me? Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer,
But how is he?
as the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember. Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone.
So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because, well,
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is the traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why there's no information. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten,
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this ballad.
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right? Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save, the story makes sense. Every part of it. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it's still, it just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seemed...
Please wait a moment. I want to check. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the Balladeer?
When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
Yes. Any information about the Balladeer or the Kabukimono and other records. Changing the information in Irminsul but Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the Balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerged. There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. But once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender, and it could not grow a coat of richly colored. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the..." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, how it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the... I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer's story. It is his very own memories. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegory.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to give. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still...
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always... And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Nahita's right. Cheer up. How about we...
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him...
You got it. Come on, Traveler. You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much... Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must...